but the final panel for the evening, which is on the agency perspective. And of course, starting with the moderator who has the toughest task, it is none other than Mr. Ankit Bajaj, Premier Advertising. A big round of applause for Mr. Bajaj as he leads a powerhouse session on what's next for outdoor advertising. Ladies and gentlemen, as and when I take your name, requesting you to kindly come on stage and join Mr. Bajaj. Starting off with Mr. Vikas Noble, CEO, Interspace Communications. A big round of applause. Thank you so much, Noble sir, for your presence. And next leader we'd like to call on stage is Mr. Mangesh Shinde, co-founder Osmo. Thank you so much, Mr. Shinde. Our next leader is Mr. Dipankar Sanyal, CEO, Platinum Outdoor. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanyal. Oh wow, this is like a heavy duty session that is happening. Of course, calling our presenter, Mr. Saibal Gupta, CEO, Expedia Group. Sir, we should have not let you step out of the stage only. Requesting you to kindly join back. Our next leader we'd like to call on stage is Ms. Gitika Gulati, Director, Alak Advertise. Okay. Our next leader is Ms. Rachna Lokhande, Founder, Global Bridge. Lokhande ma'am, wow. You've been sitting since so many sessions. That's amazing. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting other leaders as well. There's a total of 7 representing each color, very stereotypical, each color of the rainbow. 7. Rashna ma'am is like, no, not again. Leaders, requesting you to kindly take your seats. And of course, a very heavy duty session on the agency perspective. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. All right, Mr. Ankit Bajaj, sir. Tough job. Stage is all yours. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's a tough job where the industry stalwarts all around me and me being the youngest on the panel. It's a challenge not only to get the best insights from all the leaders and experts, but also keep in mind that everybody in the audiences take back something home, which might be something different from other panels. And personally, I mean, I come from a different background. 5 years back, I was a chartered accountant practicing in a startup consultancy, and here I am in a OH summit here. Very young in this space. So we have agency leaders, we have strategy, we have media owners, we have technology in this panel, and we try to look at this evolution where the future of OOH lies from different angles. And while we reach where the future of OOH lies, I'd like to start and take a step back. Focus on one biggest fundamental change that we've seen in the last 4-5 years. One single change that everybody on the panel feels has probably redefined or changing the dynamics, how OOH is perceived, how OOH is traded, how this is being embraced by brands. I'd like to start with Mangesh. What do you observe on this?
Hello. Yeah. That's a tough question because fundamentally a lot of things have changed, and given a choice, if I have to highlight one, that would be the mindset of the industry, right? We belong to an era where out of home was thought as an afterthought medium, right? It came at the end of the entire media plans. Typically the print creative would be extended for the out of home campaigns. And having said that, we've come a long way ahead. We've seen the evolution of digital out of home. Specifically in the last 5 years, it has grown tremendously. We've seen the evolution of programmatic digital out of home. And now what we are about to see next is the adoption and evolution of artificial intelligence in out of home specifically. And that is a result of adoption or a change in mindset of the leaders in the industry, which probably has cascaded down the entire teams in building and executing the fundamentals and keeping pace with the rising digital advertising medium.
Interesting. So Mangesh here spoke about mindset that has changed. The way the media is communicating in form of digital screens, that's coming in. There's technology coming in. But speaking about technology, let me move to another sphere, another dimension for technology. Mr. Saibal, I'd like to ask, I mean, we're in an era where we're talking about projections, we're talking about holograms. How more such technological mediums can probably shape our ecosystem in the years to come? Any interesting stories from your travels to Dubai and China? I think audience would be very intrigued to hear those.
It's true that industry is changing and adoption of technology is happening. We have introduced in Expedia, we have introduced chatbot into the experiential outdoor, which we have introduced in Dubai. And chatbot is a two-way communication where, you can, means audience can talk to the AI avatar and AI avatar can talk to you back. So these all are happening. But only in India, what is the main concern, unnecessary media cost is getting very high. People who don't know outdoor, they are coming into this business, either from the real estate field or from any other industry. They are coming and they are seeing that it is a real estate business. It is not a real estate business. It's absolutely a business where, creativity involved. It is an open canvas. And this business, because I'm into this business last 30 years, and I have not seen the kind of, jump in the media cost is happening. And it is degrowing actually. If we'll see that kind of campaign which is happening on the billboard. In Delhi, almost half of, last 1 year, we have been seeing that kind of, degrowth is happening. Apart from your Gurgaon and Noida, where real estate is very strong, otherwise it is degrowing. Everything is fine. Digital billboards will come, AI integration, more technology integration, everything will happen. Projection mapping, definitely a big thing where storytelling can be possible. We have been using it. But, unless until proper, media cost of procurement of the medium from the corporations will happen, it will not go very long because, brands will not invest into this medium. So that is the main concern in last decades which we have been seeing, right?
So 5 minutes into the conversation and we already have some contrasting views. I'll quickly like to jump onto the next panelist now. Mr. Sanyal, how do you see this? I mean, being 30 years in the industry, you've been a big advocate for more strength in creativity, more strength in iconic billboard sites. What's that one fundamental change that you believe has changed things around in the last 5 years?
See, I think the fundamental change that has happened in last 5 years is the conversation that we are having with the client, that has changed. Yeah, it is no longer a conversation where I have this budget and I have this campaign coming up, hence let's put up sites in so many towns. That conversation has changed from that point to saying that this is what I want this campaign to deliver. So it is linked to the KRA of the client itself, right? The KPI of the client itself, KPI of the client itself, which makes it more interesting, wherein client is ready to share more data with you, which was not happening previously. Hence, you know what they want, where they are, what they want to achieve, and how would you deliver the campaign to reach that KPI. So that is a change in the conversation that is happening, which I find is very interesting.
Amazing. So we've already a change in mindset. There's technology playing good and maybe bad roles as well. But the conversations are changing, and I believe that's the first step towards a change. If you're talking about it, we'll do a lot more about it. Coming to Vikas here, Vikas, you've been an advocate of integrated media plans, where a communication, just like Mr. Sanyal said, there's more information now. A campaign that's going on TV, that's going on print, that's going on cinema. What fundamental change do you see that is shaping this ecosystem in the current scenario in the last 4 or 5 years?
So primarily, there are 3 changes that have happened. One that Vagesh talked about, which is the digital intervention. Second, what Dipankar said about the expectation that client has and the conversation that we have with the client. And the third thing is with the increasing, so to say, infrastructure expansion, the rise of the next metros, then is the higher disposable income. The relevance of outdoor is getting strengthened by all these factors, right? Classic case, if we were to look at how clients are differently using out of home, earlier days, it was all about how to get the best out of a creative or a particular media. Now, what the creative agencies, the out-of-home agencies, the clients they are looking at is would be the Zomato campaign, the hyperlocal out-of-home campaign, where they are considering the cultural and the neighborhood, okay, while making the creative, and that is what creating a virality. So there's a digital amplification. So what you do is you do some good thing at some point somewhere in the country, and it gets amplified through digital. So the digital virality is actually bringing in the believability and the credibility of out-of-home in terms of creating an impact and conversations.
Amazing. So we have another perspective on the table now. Going to the last, but an interesting perspective to Rachna ji. She's been on the agency side. You've been advising brands as well, on the other side of the table as well. What do you think, how maybe the brands are embracing this fundamental change? What is that one change that you see from both sides of the table that is probably changing and shaping the ecosystem?
I think to sum it, what has changed is the access. The access to sit at the brand table along with the other agency teams and to discuss bringing out-of-home to mainstream is what has changed. Of course, there are a lot of elements why it has changed. There is digitization, there is tech coming in, there is data coming in. There are people talking the right language that even the client and the other media ecosystem guys understand. But there is still a challenge over there. I really wouldn't say that that has changed. A lot needs to be done in that place. But the access even to the client's mind, where the client is open to having a conversation and not talking of out-of-home as a campaign of the remaining budget, but as looking at it as how can it add value, even if I would feel even if a client is saying that I want to do that one great billboard which adds to my social media amplification. I think that also is a change and this all has happened I think because in the last 5-6 years, where earlier, pre-COVID I would say, we were very myopic in our approach because we were only accessing India as a territory. In the last 5 years, especially after COVID, our doors opened, a lot of conversations started happening with other parts of the world. We started understanding and leveraging all of that. Other people started coming in this country to explore opportunities over here, and that is how this access has become. So access is what, according to me, has changed, but a lot still needs to change. A lot has not changed in the industry. It still operates on the same fundamentals it was operating even 15 years back, I would say.
So as we heard, there are a lot of things changing. There are more things that are still there. But the important thing is we all are collectively, holistically approaching this in a way that there are changes to come. Deep diving into one of the themes, we've already, everybody's touched upon technology to start with. This is a fight that I think digital is also having in-house. We start with metrics like impressions, reach, but over the time we've realized attention has become the new currency now. And I mean, while we talk about data, automation, technology coming in, AI coming in the planning, how the campaigns are being curated, there's more information coming in to us from the brands. We're sitting on the tables. What I would like to ask is, how real is this adoption? I mean, what percentage of our campaigns are going through these mediums? more so, how is the opposite side coming on board with this? Mangesh, I'd like to pull you in here with the technology. You spoke about AI, algorithms. How is this changing the ecosystem? Let's deep dive here.
We all kind of agree or may not agree that AI is a very recent thing. My answer to this would be it's not. AI was first discovered in 1950s, and it was used as a toy by then scientists in science labs or invention centers. Two things that has changed or catalyzed the adoption of artificial intelligence is one, massive generation of data that has happened via internet. For the past 20, 25 years, we've seen a lot of platforms coming up, and people, consumers are interacting with these platforms, which led to the generation of data. The second and the most important thing that happened, especially in the last 5 years, is the rise in the AI infrastructure. So in 1950s, I mentioned that AI was there, right? But it would need a room of this side to process probably just one chunk of data, right? But now this entire room is compressed into a single chip. The government is now inviting FIIs into having them invested into data centers, and that has made AI kind of affordable. I won't say very affordable, but affordable and scalable, and it gives you very practical usage. And that is what has led AI to be integrated in the larger networks and the entire advertising ecosystem. Coming to out of home, what I believe is AI has opened up tremendous new avenues. We were data scarce, to be very honest, right? We came from no data to traffic data. Post-COVID, we came to SDK-generated mobility data. Everything talked about impressions, right? We talked about this audience and how many people might notice a roadside medium or any other out-of-home asset. But in this entire advertising ecosystem, out-of-home is not just fighting amongst each other. It is fighting amongst human attention. It is fighting amongst any environmental distractions or phones while driving, or there are co-passengers who are on phone, right? So what is increasingly becoming important is how do you measure attention? Now that is possible in the digital world, in the top 3 platforms. But out of home, AI has created that data source for us. So if I talk about Osmo, we've built a platform, and we have covered almost 25,000 kilometers of road stretch, converted that into a video format, and we input those video formats into an aspect of machine learning called computer vision, and it gives us many data points of attention. So starting with if the particular out-of-home asset lies in the central vision or peripheral vision, how much is the time spent in each vision bucket? Is there any environmental distraction that might not allow the moving audience to notice an out-of-home asset? What is the perceptual size of that out-of-home asset as compared to the environment? So a lot of new data points has come up. And in the last panel also, we have seen creatives, right? Everyone unanimously agreed that minimalism is going to win in out-of-home especially, right? But we should not forget that this innovations or creativity that goes on billboards would be visible if the billboards themselves are visible in the natural environment. And with this, we are able to measure the attention in form of dwell time, in form of how many people are watching, and how many people actually notice this. So it's kind of, we've just scratched the tip of the iceberg. And in the next 5 years, we believe it's going to be AI native platform for the out-of-home industry.
I'll just give you an example. I'm just taking off from what he was saying. Data, AI, ML, everything is good. But I'm just giving you a very practical thing that I experienced a couple of weeks back. I was just interviewing a group of students. It was like from a college campus interview that I was doing. There were some 40 students there. And the only question I asked them was, today when you came to college, there was newspaper delivered at your house, there's TV at your home, and you came by whatever mode. What are the ads do you remember in the three media? Out of 40, one person said that he had watched TV and he recalled some ad. The rest had not seen anything in any media. 18 people said that they remember an outdoor ad. So whether it is AI, whether it is ML, whatever, outdoor is a media which stands out, which is there, which is memorable. Yes, the creativity lends itself to it. So let's not get bogged down too much by the data aspect part of it, which is going to leapfrog outdoor from point A to point B. Because today we are still a 4% medium. Okay, and we have been saying this for last 15, 20 years, we have been still there. Okay? If you look at now let's look at the data part of it. If you just take the simple ADEX and you see the only category which has grown substantially is real estate, which has grown by 23%. Rest, everything has either grown by 4%, 5%, 6% or degrown. Okay? Which absolutely means that there is not enough confidence in this media. Even in this age of technology, there is not enough confidence in this media. And I think the problem lies not with the data part of it. The problem lies with the basics of this, that this media has to deliver. Okay? We still are not conforming to the basic ethics of this media that it needs to deliver and the way it needs to be worked. Yeah? Until unless that happens, no matter how much data you have, what technology you bring to the table, this media is not going to grow. This media is never going to die. That is for sure. 100% this media is never going to die. Okay? But it will never grow beyond what it is today. So the step that we need to take is, while all these technologies will do, we need to step back 5 years and see what are the basics the basics where we are going wrong, correct that, and take the next step.
Absolutely, absolutely.
While we all are going super gaga on AI and everything, and I completely agree with what Dipankar said. Okay, let's take AI with a bag of salt, not even pinch. Because according to me, it is over-indexed. The hype is over-indexed. There are 2-3 factors that you need to consider, and I'm not against your platform or anything, so don't take it personally, okay? This is my view on AI after my studies. You need 2 to 3 things to really, first of all, we need to know, does the industry really need AI? We are an 85% static industry, okay? बिना आदमी के flex लग नहीं सकता. तुम लाख AI use करो. First is that. AI is used for everything that needs to be done in real time. While our clients need campaign data on real time, they need plans as of yesterday, but execution cannot happen as of yesterday. So do we need it real time? Secondly, do we really have the granular and the quality, high quality data that we need for 100% of the inventory that we are talking of? And third thing is, if you can use it for digital optimization, lookalike audiences, synthetic data, everything. But what is the percentage of that business? If DOH is 12 to 15% as per pitch CMO, right? Okay, I'm not referring to other reports because every report varies. Okay, so if it is 10 to 15%, then in that 10 to 15%, what is the percentage of real-time AI? Technically for me, AI is like what people used to talk about programmatic few years back. Everybody were dancing on programmatic, we are doing programmatic, but technically most of the people did not even know P of programmatic. We have come like that on AI right now. So let's take AI with a bag of salt, see whether industry really needs it, and find what our industry needs as a change. It doesn't really need AI. It actually needs some basics to be corrected. If we correct our basics, we have a long way to go. And of course, you can use AI, you can use whatever tool you want to enhance and all. And most of the tools, let me be very honest, I have been an agency leader also, and I will candidly say that tools are a great showcase in pitch presentations. So let's acknowledge that and then work accordingly.
Absolutely. So we already have some contrasting views. Just before we come back to you, Vikas. So there are agreements, there are disagreements. AI is here to stay. I mean, a brand like ChatGPT is promoting its product on a World Cup, T20 World Cup. There's a big market for it. They want us to use it everywhere. There are good sides, there are bad sides. There are sides, I mean, which small media owners might be using AI for, and that might not even reach this platform, but might be adding value somewhere. But there's an overemphasis as well. And among all these technological users, we talk about DOH as well. We've just spoken about the percentage. There's something that is static media still. The conventional classic media can present here. That's unique just to that. What's your thought on that?
So what Dipankar said, I completely second it. If you were to look at television and print, they are going down, and out of home is still holding the fort. So swindling between 4 to 6%. That's what it has been for the last decade. Going forward, there would be two battles that we would be fighting as in out of home. One is competing with television, print, radio. Okay, and that's where with the AI, the technology, democratization of technology that has happened with the AI, it would help with the clients fighting the measurement debate to a large extent, which is primarily call it as a pre-campaign modeling or a post-campaign validation. That is one bit. That's where it would come an edge to the out-of-home bit. Second is competing within the business, which is the clutter part of it. And to fight the clutter, what the earlier panelist also said, that somewhere you need to get the value out of a particular media that you deploy through a better or a strategic creative. That's where AI can again help. So it's not going to be a game changer, but it would definitely lead to efficiency. I'm sure Harish, you and Dipankar, you would agree sometime back when we were working on the measurement model, it would cost us a minimum $1 crore. And small agencies like yours and mine, we were completely confused whether to invest that kind of monies because the market was not buying measurement. And suddenly, if you see hire an Israeli guy, 15 lakhs, and they would create an entire measurement model basis the traffic count and the billboard inventory. So what costed us $1 crore 2 years back is costing us, 15 odd lakhs. Earlier it used to take 8 to 9 months a minimum, and now it takes, 45 to 60 days for them to build. So I think AI would help us give an edge on competing with the television print, on the measurement part of it. And second is how to get the value out of the media that is deployed with a creative deployment.
Absolutely. So we've strategically really correctly come back to another theme which I wanted to pick here. We've talked about how planning has changed, technology is coming into the play. You spoke about measurement here. And while we use all these data models, there are multiple sources coming in. There's Google traffic data, advertising IDs coming in, there's approximations. How effectively are we measuring this? I mean, I'm not going to a BARC standard, a gold standard here. We're still evaluating, we're still exploring. The AI, in fact, in itself as a medium is still growing, and it's taking folds every second. I mean, ChatGPT was there, and Claude came back, and strategical work quickly shifted to a different model, and people are porting, just like from A till Geo, people are porting to AI models as well. How is the measurement changing, this angle of it? And are we talking about this on this panel? What's the conversation probably on the brand side on this, on where we are?
I think when it comes to measurement, it's a debate all across. If we were to look at 2024, there was a $17 billion fraud on the digital ad spends globally. right? We saw what happened with the BARC and Republic television 4 years back. So measurement, be it on a television, on a print, on digital, and out of home, the fight remains equally all across. So I don't think we should focus so much on the measurement part of it. The idea is to how to create conversations out of the out-of-home campaign. How can we integrate digital and out-of-home? So there's something called virality that every campaign should deliver. So I think that is a bigger objective that we need to look at, which is creating an impact, creating conversations, rather than chasing measurement, because measurement is equally a pain in the ass of, sorry, pardon my French, for television or a print or digital as for out of home. So I think it's an overweight topic that no one has an answer to. So let's rest it over.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree to a major extent to this here as well, because in this times of technology and measurement, there are still creatives that are initiating conversations, not just on the roads, but on digital platforms. I mean, LinkedIn as well. There was a time when virality was measured just with a campaign going viral on Instagram, Facebook, but there are campaigns also getting viral on LinkedIn now. The brand managers are talking about it, and not just brand managers, there are brands jumping in. We just saw a few creatives with Zepto communicating with other brands, Zomato and Blinkit coming up with Doodh Kheer communications, where multiple brands jumped in. So a static creative with no technology, nothing but a great conversation went much more than the planned measurement could have been. What's your take here, sir?
See, outdoor was there, as Dipankar was saying, as outdoor will be there, and outdoor was there and will be, now it is there and it will be there in different form or other, right? So earlier it was painted hoarding, we all have seen that. Means we are from that era. I think Dipankar is also from the era. You are there in that era. Okay. So that time, painted hoarding was there, and who was the spender? Means tire category and cigarette category, and they were the spender. And then telecom came. And why telecom had adopted this medium as a whole? They adopted this medium as a whole. Why? Because there was two things was possible with this medium: spending little money. Either you create impact with larger billboards, or you create or you paint that entire city either with red or blue or yellow. And that was the reason that this medium was very much favorite and for all the brands. And then possibly we got noticed that this is also a medium, this is also a spectrum where, money can be spent, money can be invested, and that's how we grown. And then now where we are today, right? So this is a canvas where you can paint whatever you want, whatever the creative innovations we have been seeing, it was there. So data, definitely data, last 30 years we have been listening in all these forums, we have been talking about data. I don't know how many people are using this data. It is not about ROI. Every medium has got their own nature. It is not digital, this is out of home. You have to talk about ROX, not ROI. Right? So when we'll talk about outdoor, we should talk about return on experience, that what kind of return of experience we are getting out of it. Either integrating technology, integrating on-ground activation. This is also part of outdoor, which is now happening. This is experiential outdoor, right? So we should talk about that. We should not talk about data. Data definitely, if it is helpful, we should take it in account. But talk about return on experience. If we can measure return on experience, that is absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. And he spoke about a very key thing, experience. And that's a challenge with a panel like this. I am getting looks. I think we are coming to our last question. I like to leave with a thought. We've spoken a lot about technology. We've spoken a lot about measurements. We've also spoken about the unique things. A static creative have delivered conversation across platforms. You spoke about experience.
Yeah.
In a time when we're spending so much time on mobile phones with clutter everywhere, all the mediums fighting for attention, I believe OH activations in the experiential space have a unique differential element to it, how we can differentiate our media. Any thoughts, closing thoughts across all of you? Is this a unique differentiator for us where we can deliver experiential, a memory to the end customer, end consumer, which is probably different from across all the mediums?
Oh, I will take this. As a medium, it's a creative medium. Okay, it is not really anything else. Data and all, whatever you want to attach, you can attach to it. It's a creative medium which has the largest canvas. Whether you do experiential or whether you put up a 40 by 40 or 120 by 120 billboard. How you creatively use it is how you create an experience. It need not be a one-on-one experience always. Well, one-on-one can be better, but it's about how you create an impact. A human mind only captures patterns that it recognizes faster. Do not complicate the medium by adding too many things to it. Just make it beautiful and it works. That's it. And I like what Fabian has said. One billboard, one idea. Don't try to put in a lot of messaging in it. Even when you do experiential, just keep it simple. Something that everybody can understand, and that's how you connect. You do not want to get into anything that is complicated. As a human, you don't want to do that. So make it simple. That's it.
Well said. I mean, simple, one idea, one billboard, summarizing it very well. Quickly closing it up for the panel. Quick fire. One thing that you believe we're doing, we should not be doing. One thing that we're not doing, and we need to do if to bring the fundamental change. A quick last thoughts, Dipankar sir.
I think what we are doing is thinking too much about the data part of it. Yeah. We can unclutter that mindset and look at the basics, yeah, as I said previously. And most importantly, what we are not doing because in this land of data is we are not looking at the consumer, what the consumer is actually doing. So what I mean is that a data says that there are 5 crore people in during what do you have that? Prayagraj? Kumbh Mela. In Kumbh Mela, there are 30 crore people coming in. That's what data says. But data doesn't say what those 30 crore people out of that, what a sadhu is doing or what a kid is doing or a housewife is doing. The elements of that 30 crore, what they're doing and how to get them, that data doesn't say. That is the human connect, and that is where outdoor experiential, that's what it delivers. So you understand the consumer, where it is delivering, or what it is doing, and deliver it accordingly. I think that would
I
be.
will take up I think one thing that we have overlooked for far too long a period is investing in talent and training people in understanding all these things. I said that is one area which I feel the entire industry needs to work on. You can work on whatever data, but your talent doesn't know how to speak the data. It's all futile. So invest in talent is all I would say.
I agree with Rachana that absolutely it is absolutely required to invest into talent. Number one is this, and number two, what is more important also, to fight with the corporation, fight with the authorities, to do the relaxation and to make things happen. Actually, that is also not nobody is doing. Our association is already there in place. How many times our association is taking initiative to go and to make things happen actually. So this is also most important in out-of-home space.
So, panelists, will very quickly, if you could sum it up or
Last 20 seconds, I think. 10 from him and 10 from Mangesh.
it's
Should I answer this?
the only part about my job that I absolutely hate. So,
Okay,
yeah, just.
So one thing that we need to stop doing is cannibalism. What we are doing is we are overkilling somewhere. Out of home is known as big, bold, beautiful. Let it play that role. Out of home, when you put a billboard, it enjoys a good share of voice, and suddenly what you're doing is there are 6 ads which are competing with each other for the same space. That's something we are going wrong, unless and until you make it experiential, you make it interactive. That's one bit. But just putting the print creative on the out-of-home campaign on the digital out-of-home, we are just doing it wrong. One bit. Second thing, what we should look at is try and do an integration of online, offline, be it between the digital campaign and the out-of-home campaign.
Just to summarize what to do, that's because there is no central body for out-of-home. It's each one of us prerogative of what to do. But I'll highlight what not to do, and it's a pretty serious concern, is commoditization of out of home, and that has been increasing very drastically in the past few years. And with digital out of home increasing, the demand, I mean, if you see in digital advertising, if the demand increases, there is an effect on the price, probably the upward trend. It happens exactly opposite in out of home. If the demand increases, if there are high number of bids, the rate has to go down. How does it work, right? So commoditization of out of home somewhere needs to be managed going forward.
All right, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our amazing panelists. Thank you so much. What a pleasure it was. And now I request Mr. Harish Nayak, founder and CEO of Connect Network Inc., to please come on up and present our panelists with a token of our heartfelt appreciation. Of course, starting off with our moderator, Mr. Ankit Bajaj. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our next leader we'd like to call is Mr. Vikas Noble. Followed by Mr. Dipankar Sanyal. Requesting Mr. Saibal Gupta to please come on up. And of course, Ms. Rachna Lokhande. Thank you. And of course, Mr. Mangesh Shinde, co-founder of Osmo. Mangesh, but what a tough fight you gave throughout the panel. It was amazing. Thank you. And of course, a group photograph. Sir, please continue being with us. All the panelists continue being with us. Thank you to our moderator and our panelists.